Alright, so we're taking a look at how to SSH into a Google Cloud instance. My particular instance is a demo of Odoo, a popular open source ERP program that I use for many clients and for many businesses myself. We're going to use SFTP to transfer files from that remote instance into our local desktop. It's a quick and easy way to do server administration and remote file transfer securely. So let's get started. Once you're in your Google Cloud instance and you're in the compute engine, you'll see connect via SSH in your shell commands. You can open in a browser window, you can open on a custom port, you can provide your own SSH key, which we'll see in a second that you need to do for SFTP transfer anyway. We're going to open in a browser window and we won't even click that, we'll just go and click SSH. So after it takes a few seconds to transfer the keys and secure the login, we'll see the SSH terminal, and then we're going to change into my particular instance of a, sorry I screwed up the format there, it is recursive. We do need the end result file name and the original folder name. Alright, you can see it went ahead and compressed my folder, and if we go ahead and use the ls command, we'll see the Odoo add to cart URL zip in red. So now that that folder is good and we've already zipped our file that we will want to come back and look at, I can exit this, and now I can go and click the Windows Control key and go and type CMD for command prompt. I'm going to run as administrator so that I have elevated privileges, which is important when we generate the keys that we need to exchange for SFTP. You'll see we're in our system root in the C folder, and that's my main drive. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use SSH keygen to generate a key value pair for the server-side encryption. So we'll use SSH keygen -t. We'll use the RSA encryption. Put this on a folder. I'm going to call this SSH key. And my user will be, all right, so I have my user from my apparel company, which is Pot and Porn Stars. Hope you check it out. Has nothing to do with pot or porn stars and is all mainstream pop art. So once I have that, I can go back into my control panel, and that's my username I use to log into the server. I'm not going to use a passphrase, so I can just hit enter twice, and you'll see that it saved two keys, a public and a private key. And these are going to be saved in my Windows folder. So if I go into my root C folder, I can see that I have SSH key and SSH key pub. Now we have to go and select these, and we have to, we have to select one at a time, and we're going to change the permissions. So go to Properties, Security, and Edit. And we're going to remove this one, System and Administrators. And we're going to give my personal user account, which I'm logged in, under full control. This is essential because you'll get an error if you don't, saying that the key is too open and that the security parameters have been violated, so you cannot continue. Again, we're going to remove any account that isn't my current user, and we're going to give the current user full access. If you do run into an error, it will tell you that you need to change permissions and give only your user full access. So that's just what we did. So the next thing is we're going to want to get the IP address for our instance, and I can go into my demo instance here. And if I scroll down the page, I'll get to an ephemeral or static IP address. I'll want to use that address to log in via SFTP, and I'll use the credentials that I just generated in the keygen for SSH to authenticate my login. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we can use SFTP, and we're going to use identity key file, and that's going to be SSH key. And we are going to log in via my username and the server IP. Let's go here. Uh-oh, something I didn't know. Uh-oh, what did I do? Sorry, I missed a key step. And so we get this error because I didn't put the key inside of the instance. So now that we have a public key, I can go here, open with Notepad, and I'm going to copy all of that. So Control C. And I am going to my instance, and I'm going to scroll down until I see SSH keys. And I am going to go to Edit at the top. Scroll down to my keys, and you'll see SSH keys. You can apply these here. So we'll go ahead and add our public key here. A valuable little lesson, because we do have to have the public and private key pair distributed correctly, or they won't be able to encrypt and decrypt the tunnel that we're using for transferring files. So let's go back to our Windows. And now we're connected. So once we get the connection protocol in place, all we have to do is get our file, and that will be Odoo add to cart url.zip, and we're going to copy that to our desktop, which is going to be located here for me, and I put it in here somewhere. Oh, no, that's not where I want. I'm just going to go, oh, here it is. There it is. So I already did this earlier. I'm going to delete this one. And I'm going to copy that so that we have our, I have add to art URL. So I misspelled it when I compressed the file. Forgot the C. And so now if I do that, you'll go and see that I have successfully fetched that remote file from the remote Google Cloud instance. So just to summarize the steps that we're going to take, we can go into our Google Cloud instance, we'll SSH into that tunnel, find the folder that we need to do work on. We zip it up in its contents, or just find the file we want to download. We generate a SSH keygen pair using the RSA algorithm. And inside that folder that we generated the keys for, we change the permissions to those keys to be only full control for the authorized user that's currently generating the key. So that's the user you're logged in under. And once you have those keys, you'll take the public key, the contents of it that is, and add it to your SSH keys in your Google Cloud Compute Engine instance. Once the public key is registered with your instance, you can use the SFTP protocol from the command line to access your remote server via the username and IP address that you previously set up. Once you have that, you can change directory into the file folder that contains the folder or files that you want to download, and then you can copy those files to your desktop or any other folder that you paste into the command line there. And if you want to do the opposite, which is go and use the remote server to get a file from your local desktop, we'll cover that next time. Google Cloud Compute instance, actually does allow you to upload files via the browser interface. So there's not a real need to use SFTP to go ahead and do that. There is also a download file folder feature that we will review in the browser next time. It has more limitations, and typically I use SFTP to traverse around remote directories and get what I need. So this has been an episode of Code and Coffee. Thank you for joining me. I'm JD for Discourse Digital. Till next time,